Hi, my name is Jody. I am a mother of 3. I'm a CrossFitter, and I beat type 2 diabetes. In August of 2016, I went to the doctor. I had some blood work done, and I was told that I was a pre-diabetic. So when I got the pre-diabetic diagnosis and decided to start CrossFit, I kind of thought that I'd be able to just exercise my way away from that. About a year after was when I actually got diagnosed with the type 2 diabetes. So they put me on medication, they put me on some metformin, and I absolutely hated it. It made me so sick. I kept trying to work out, kept taking the metformin. I told my doctor how much I hated it, and it was still, I'd come and I'd work out and I'd get so sick, I'd get so nauseous. When I'd first started CrossFit, I honestly can't remember who. Somebody had made a comment to me that, oh, well, if you're CrossFitting, you can eat whatever you want. And I'm really not, I'm not the person that you should say that to. I took that literally, and I actually ended up gaining weight my first couple months of CrossFit. Eventually, I actually, against my doctor's orders, I stopped taking the metformin. I just hated it that bad. And we have a trainer here at the gym, and he is also a PA. He sat me down and he looked at me and he said, Jody, this is a disease that kills people. It's not to be taken lightly. Because even after that, even after a couple months and trying to work through it, I think I was still in denial. I didn't want to believe at 31 years old, I was a type 2 diabetic. With this struggle to try to get the type 2 diabetes under control, our gym had done a nutrition challenge, and the focus was eating whole foods. I really dug in on that one. I was eating whole foods, but I remember I wasn't seeing any changes on the scale or in my blood sugar, and I talked with the nutritionist one day, a couple of the coaches here that were a part of that nutrition challenge, and kind of told them what I'd been eating. And one of the things that actually made me feel like I could really stick to the challenge was I'd sit down, I would have a banana, some crunchy peanut butter, and maple syrup. And I was eating that every single night. And they were like, Jody, you can't eat those kinds of foods. That is one of the worst combinations a diabetic could eat. I was kind of blown away, like I didn't understand. I'd never really been one to dial in and really research nutrition, the types of foods. I thought I was doing incredible because I was only putting whole foods in my body. So January of this year, I joined a challenge with my sister, and this one was based around macros. The first week was we had to actually record what we ate every day. We had to write down every single thing that we ate and how much of it we ate. And so I started to see why I couldn't sit down to my snack of banana, peanut butter, and honey every day. I started to understand why that was so bad for me to eat, because with the carbs, it was spiking my blood sugar. For 3 years now, I'd been checking my blood sugar periodically, and my favorite time to test was in the morning. Of course, was always when it was the lowest, but it was still, it was higher. It wasn't getting lower overall until about that 5th or 6th week of the challenge, and I tested it one morning, and it was the lowest that it had been in over 2 years. And that was when I knew that the things that I was learning and I was applying in the nutrition side, that's what I was missing. I was able to go back into my doctor. I had to have my blood work done every 6 months for a couple of different reasons, and I went back in July, and the way that they do it in my doctor's office, they take all your blood work and they say, all right, we'll let you know. The next day I got a phone call from a nurse, and she told me that I had reversed the type 2 diabetes. And then she told me that my numbers were so good, that I'd done such a good job, that I wasn't even considered pre-diabetic anymore. And I just remember being so excited. I couldn't wait to tell my husband. But I was so excited to come to the gym and to be able to tell my coaches and the trainers here at the gym that I was finally able to get this under control. But it was quite a roller coaster. There was several times when I came in here and I got the pep talk that I needed. I asked thousands of questions, and there were so many supportive people that answered my questions and taught me about nutrition, taught me about how to fuel my body so I could be stronger. And ultimately, because of all of those things and the support that I had from so many angles in my life, I got that incredible news. So that was a really good day. Focusing a lot on how big of an impact Roy CrossFit has been in my journey, the community here. I've never been a part of something so incredible before. I truly feel like the biggest thing for me was the accountability. People knew what I was trying to do. Every single day I came into the gym, I had multiple people asking me how it was going. And then I'd ask so many questions. They're so open to answering questions and being supportive. I wanted to come in and tell my friends here, and I mean, they become family. And then they would always cheer me on. They'd be so excited for me when I did something, when they could see a difference, or when I was able to do something in the gym. The first day that I did my first pull-up, and I honestly can't say if me getting my first pull-up was better than the way that the people that were here cheered me on. I honestly don't think I'd be able to say that I had reversed that diagnosis if I hadn't had the support that I have every day that I walk in to the doors at Roy CrossFit. It's just a great thing. You're missing out if you haven't tried it already.